At the dawn of the 21st century, America had a brilliant idea, a truly noble one. What if everyone could own a home? It's the American dream after all, a little slice of heaven with a picket fence and a two-car garage. Wall Street, in its infinite wisdom, decided to help. They invented something called a mortgage-backed security, or MBS. This basically meant taking thousands of mortgages, mushing them all together into a financial smoothie, and selling shares of it to investors. The logic was sound. Surely not everyone would stop paying their mortgage at the same time, right? Right? It was a beautiful, simple, and catastrophically flawed plan. But why stop at a smoothie when you can make a 7-layer dip of pure, unadulterated risk? They called them collateralized debt obligations, or CDOs. Think of it like a financial lasagna. You take the best slices of mortgages, the prime cuts, and put them on top. Then you layer in the slightly less reliable slices. And at the very bottom, you hide all the burnt, questionable, moldy stuff, the subprime mortgages. To make sure everyone ate it, they went to the credit rating agencies, Moody's, S&P, the supposed referees of the financial world. These agencies looked at this ticking time bomb of a lasagna and stamped it AA, the highest, safest rating possible. It was like calling a bottle of poison a health drink. So, what exactly was this subprime stuff at the bottom of the lasagna? Oh, it's my favorite part. These were loans given to people who had a snowball's chance in hell of paying them back. They even had a cute name for them, ninja loans. That stands for no income, no job, or assets. I am not making this up. Lenders were practically throwing money at anyone who could fog a mirror. The paperwork basically had a box you could tick that said, "I promise I have a job. Pinky swear." And because housing prices were only going up forever and ever, amen, nobody thought this was a problem. You can't pay? Just sell the house for a profit. Flawless. Now, some people on Wall Street weren't just eating the lasagna, they were betting on when it would give everyone food poisoning. This brings us to credit default swaps, or CDS. A CDS is basically an insurance policy on a financial product, except you didn't need to own the thing you were insuring. It was like taking out fire insurance on your neighbor's house. Then you could sit on your lawn hoping it burns down so you get a massive payout. A company called AIG sold trillions of dollars worth of these policies, acting like the world's biggest bookie without keeping any money in the back room in case they actually lost a bet. Around 2006, the inevitable happened. The people with the ninja loans, surprisingly, started missing payments. Housing prices, which were supposed to go up forever, suddenly plateaued and then began to fall. That beautiful self-correcting system collapsed. People's adjustable rate mortgages skyrocketed, and they owed more on their homes than the homes were worth. Foreclosures exploded. All that toxic sludge at the bottom of the financial lasagna started leaking upwards, contaminating every single layer. The safest investment in the world was suddenly revealed to be a collection of worthless IOUs from people who were losing their homes. The first major player to get a little wobbly was Bear Stearns in March of 2008. They were neck deep in this mortgage garbage. Panic set in. The kind of panic you only see when people who make millions a year realize their math was wrong. To prevent a total meltdown, the U.S. government basically forced J.P. Morgan Chase to buy Bear Stearns for pennies on the dollar. They paid $2 a share for a company that was trading at $170 a year earlier. It was less a rescue and more a public mugging sanctioned by the Federal Reserve. Wall Street breathed a sigh of relief. The government would save them. They had learned nothing. Fast forward to September 2008. Another giant, Lehman Brothers, was on the brink. They were even more invested in the housing market than Bear Stearns. Everyone assumed the government would step in again. Why wouldn't they? Except this time, they didn't. On September 15, 2008, Lehman Brothers filed for the largest bankruptcy in U.S. history. The dam didn't just crack, it exploded. The global credit markets, the pipes that carry money around the world, froze solid. No one trusted anyone. Banks wouldn't lend to each other. The entire financial system just stopped. It was the economic equivalent of a worldwide power outage. With Lehman gone, all eyes turned to the world's biggest, dumbest bookie, AIG. Remember all those insurance policies they sold without any money to back them up? Well, with Lehman's collapse, everyone who had bought insurance against it came to AIG to collect, all at once. It was discovered that AIG owed something like $500 billion that it did not have. The government realized that letting AIG fail would be like detonating a nuclear bomb in the heart of the global economy. Every major bank was connected to it. So, just 2 days after letting Lehman die, the feds gave AIG a bailout of $85 billion. It would eventually swell to over $182 billion. Apparently, some animals are more equal than others. So, here we were. The financial system was in flames, and the very people who started the fire were holding out their hands for taxpayer money to put it out. Treasury Secretary Hank Paulson, a former CEO of Goldman Sachs, went to Congress and essentially demanded a $700 billion blank check. This became the Troubled Asset Relief Program, or TARP. The plan was to buy up all the toxic mortgage assets from the banks to unclog the system. The public was, to put it mildly, furious. The phrase, "bail out Wall Street, sell out Main Street," became a rallying cry. It was a bitter pill. Socialize the losses, privatize the profits. The oldest trick in the book. And so the world didn't end. But it got one hell of a hangover called the Great Recession. The global economy tanked. Unemployment in the U.S. hit 10%. Millions lost their homes, their jobs, their savings. The total cost was in the trillions. And the architects of this mess? The bankers? Barely anyone went to jail. Many of the banks that were too big to fail just got bigger after swallowing their dying competitors. We got the Dodd-Frank Act in 2010, a massive piece of legislation designed to prevent a repeat performance, which has since been partially rolled back because reasons. It's comforting to know we've learned our lesson so thoroughly. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more historical insights. Thanks for watching, nerds!